Today's message and transmission is about something we keep feeling lately, and it keeps happening. Lately, meaning the last few months, if not the whole year, at least. So, hi, this is Elena, and today's message is a bit different because it is something we keep experiencing lately. And I'm gonna talk about why this is happening, how we can navigate it, waiting for the other shoe to drop. This is the subject. Waiting for the other shoe to drop. And we've been going through an interesting roller coaster of shedding layers of we keep going and we keep going and we keep going. And inevitably that has made us feel tired, exhausted, in a way that enough is enough, and that enough is enough has to be honored in many ways. It has to be respected as well. But I want to go back to that feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop, because it's something I keep feeling a lot, in and out, and of course after that feeling comes the unraveling of the situation. And with the help of my guides, we are gonna navigate this a bit differently so we can understand how to do life, literally how to do life in these cases, because it's not the other shoe that we are waiting to drop. It's one more layer that needs to be unmasked because we have chosen to be on a path of ascension, and through that path of ascension, we have to wake up and see how the reality we are part of so far is created, how it is being kept in the way it is. So inevitably, that feels like as if we are waiting for one more disaster. Disaster in air quotes. So, I don't know. I don't know from a human aspect what to tell you that will make you feel at peace, because it's not about feeling at peace. We have this clinginess with peace and Zen state that we prefer to be, absolutely yes. But in order for that to come and be anchored in our realities and be grounded and in a more permanent way, in a more expansive way, we have to inevitably go through all the layers that allow us to keep peace at bay. And this is why, from a human aspect, I really don't know what to tell you, because we have been exhausted, we have been tired with all this unraveling that takes place, one more layer and one more layer and again one more layer. And the minute we feel a bit better and we kind of recover through the healing process we go through after seeing the truth from a different perspective, after setting off some more layers, we feel exhausted, and then the minute we catch our breaths, something else comes and plays out. At least I can speak from my experience, this is how it goes. And that's, in overall, the best thing that can happen to us. It is so paradoxic and ironic that I don't have words to say anything about that. But the point of that is not even to tolerate or to keep feeling that we are suffering. We are not suffering exactly. We are not tolerating anything. On the contrary, we are going through this process in order to become co-creators of life. And in order to become co-creators of life, we have to see ourselves through the reality and the mirrors of the reality we belong in, so we can change of how we view ourselves in those realities. So if you are in a state of, oh, okay, one more challenge, and if you get that premonition, that feeling beforehand, the feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop, this is literally premonition and intuition, okay? And you're being prepared beforehand. But the thing is, we go into that state with fear. We can't go through that with fear, Not even being fearless will work. That is again a duality that hasn't helped much. In one situation, we go with fear and we are afraid even of our shadows, literally and metaphorically, and the other, going in fearlessly, means you are getting into a power position, showing up with strength, and guess what? You're gonna break. None of these are helpful as ways of dealing with all these layers we are unraveling now and how we are thickening the veil of our existence. So for me, my advice would be open. Even if you feel the fear shows you something. It's not about fearing of what comes next. It's about be prepared. There's gonna be one more unraveling of the truth of how your reality works. You're gonna see more of yourself and how you keep active a reality that is no longer serving you. This is what it is. And through that stage, you're getting through that challenge, if I can say that. And you get to the other side, having more wisdom and discernment of how you keep active a situation that has died. This is what it is. All the things that energetically have died, they have transmuted energetically into something else, need to fall apart. So if we keep being afraid of that, guess what? We will still go through it, but it won't be in the best way possible. It won't be in a way that speaks to us in a creative and wise way. And this is why I'm doing this video. You can stay in a situation where you are afraid to face everything that is going on, or you can go through that as it comes. I'm an oracle, I'm seeing things forward in many ways. And even for my own life, there are some periods of time where what I see in front of me is a white veil. I can't tap into it because I'm not allowed to see what's next. I have to be in my own essence, in my own energy, without trying to figure out beforehand, before something happens, of how to deal with it. Because exactly that is the best way to deal with some situations. Although they're gonna be challenging, painful, this, that, you're gonna understand that everything is worth of what we perceive as pain, because it's not exactly pain. And this is another thing that my guides have been showing me lately, and I have to discuss it with you because probably it will help you as it has with me. When there is something that makes us feel hurt, or we feel emotional pain or mental pain about how things are or how things work or have worked so far, the pain we feel at this point of time, after the realization, after of what we see around us, has to do with the pain that has been piling up for quite a long time, and that time is just the release of that pain. And this is why we experience the intensity of that pain. I hope it makes sense. I will do another video explaining this more and deeper, so you can understand that we are not actually in pain. We have been in pain for a long time, and now is the time of that release, the release of that pain. So it is more intense, it is at its peak, so logically it's gonna be more intense. If you allow yourself to just release, you are gonna feel a lot lighter, a lot faster, with the realization that this has been completed and done. And now I'm coming to the other side of things, lighter, more connected with myself, more in my truth, more in my own essence, without looking back, without trying to keep a situation that has literally died alive. Usually that kind of resistance is what creates more pain, and we are dragging our feet into not changing how we feel or how we see things in life, and that keeps us in a perpetual cycle of pain and being hurt over and over again. So to go back at the beginning of this message today about pain, about how it feels like, about the experiences we are having lately, go with the flow. Go with the flow, and you don't have to be strong, you don't have to be fearless, you don't have to be in fear, you don't have to be anything specific at all. See it, confront it, let it be dissolved, and take a deep breath and move on. Because when the time comes, you will inevitably look back and feel, wow, that was worth it. Not exactly being happy about the pain we've experienced so far, or grateful even, or even appreciative, because a lot of things could and can change without going through pain. Regardless though of that, we are finding a lot more peace and freedom within. Eyes on the prize. This is the prize. The freedom of within. It's not a promise of a better day. It's not a promise of a better world. That is the byproduct of all the work you have been doing, all of the things you have been setting off as layers. This is the byproduct, not even the reward. The actual reward, is of how you will feel after going through these layers. The freedom within, a different kind of freedom, of being yourself, of not holding back. And most of the times, the late challenges we are facing have to do with subtle energies. Subtle energies we have been feeding our whole lives, and we didn't have the opportunity to reflect on those energies. Now we do. And part of these energies, the subtle energies, have to do with how we are feeding the waiting of something, the waiting of a promise, the waiting of becoming free within ourselves, the waiting of becoming better, even that, the waiting of becoming anything, or feeling that I need to be more confident, or I need to be this, or I need to be that. None of those are actually true on any level. And through quantum field, you can expand yourself at this point of time. Everything you need to be, you are already that. This is the mindset. You are looking at yourself through the quantum field, and you are awakening that everything you want to become is already available to you. Or else you wouldn't even desire those things. You wouldn't even dream of these things. And this is how we build up our own energy, how we expand, and how we keep moving forward. And always have in mind to have a goal for yourself, something that makes you happy, makes you feel excited. You and you alone. Not what you will be doing for others as a light worker, not what you will be expanding as a mother, as a father, as someone's sibling, as someone, daughter or son or whatever that is, not with a role that you possess in this lifetime, but just for you. And I hope this makes sense, because this is what makes a difference when we are going through those challenges. Remembering being ourselves. And when we talk about love, when we talk about anything you can imagine, it's about being love, being that for you, not for others. In that state of beingness, if I can say that. So honor that, respect that, no matter how it comes, how it shows up, and even feeling all the in-betweens that are taking place energetically. They are happening a lot of things lately energetically. It's like a warfare in many ways, and it's not from above. It's from our own collective as humankind. The ascended humankind, the humankind that is about to ascend. These are all our own energies. What we are bringing down, what we are changing and collapsing and building. So be in that space of honoring yourself in any way possible for you. If isolation is what makes you feel better, do it. If the company of some specific people is what makes you feel good with yourself, go and do it. This is the message that I need to share with you. And if that feeling of waiting for the others to drop is still there, just go through that, whatever that is, without being specific of how you want to go through that. Don't engage with fear. Understand that fear brings a message. Even if you want to go through that stage fearlessly, that is also again a message. Connect with your emotions in a different way than what you have done so far, because they bring messages to you. And if it's difficult to understand that at exactly that moment that you are feeling the feeling of what that is, leave it aside and let the answer come to you later on. Usually, it always comes. It always comes. So I hope this resonates with you. By the way, Happy New Year. It's the first video that I'm posting on my YouTube channel with the new year. I spent a bit of time with friends and family, Christmas time, New Year's Eve time, and not only, which was lovely to have and experience. And now I'm back in many ways. And usually winter time for me is very creative. Like I'm going within, regardless of what is going on outside. And I'm in a creative mode, channeling messages and creating a lot of things that you will see later on. That's all I can say for now. And I hope this helps for you to get into a space of honoring what seems important, what seems lovely, what seems nice to do from now on. If you feel a resonance with my videos, with what I'm sharing, please book a session. Let's connect. Let's see what we can create for you, what clarity we can bring down for you, what kind of changes we can create or clarity in a different way than what you have experienced. And through my website, you will find a variety of sessions I have available. Please do connect. Believe me and trust me, it will be worth your time, your energy, and your investment. At least that's the feedback I keep getting for 5 years now or so. And I would be excited to connect with you and support you in the best way possible. Much love. As always, be true to yourself and be your true self. And please remember that everything is energy. Bye.